Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is the weekend. Thank the Lord. Let me apologize to everybody because I haven't been able to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys the way I'd like to. I'm working on this big project, trying to get the red brick house done. It's important for me in a multitude of reasons. One, because we've had it for so long. It took quite a few years to get the zoning from highway commercial to local business. And the difference being is highway commercial because the city owned it, because originally the main highway through town was going to go right in front of it. And what that means is highway commercial it's like you have a 4-lane highway. You have to have people to be able to drive off of the street, be able to park, and be able to re-enter the highway. And you have to provide a parking space for every 400 square foot. There's no highway in front of the place. It's a 2-lane road that you get about a car maybe every 30 minutes that goes past it. But that was where it was zoned in the 50s, and it never changed. And so I spent years trying to figure out how we could make it a commercial business or get it to be a resident, which is actually what I really wanted to be. And we eventually got it changed and zoned as local business, which means you could do a business out of it for the locale, not, small business, a doctor's office or a lawyer's office or a YouTube studio, or if I wanted to have a little knick-knack store or a barber shop, or have it as a resident or an Airbnb. There's a multitude of things that we could do with it, but the main thing is my in-laws live in the town, and my parents and my wife's parents are getting older, and you want to spend as much time with them as possible. And we also have work that we do, down there. Got rental properties that we take care of, and maybe we'll be building a duplex and stuff again. So I need a base of operations, but I also want to make sure that I have a place like I do here where I can keep up with all the news that is the Dallas Cowboys, because that is a full-time job, and I want to be able to upload, quickly, have high-speed internet, and be able to have my computer system and all that, so I can work and I can work. And so that's been the push, because I know I'm going to be gone for basically the majority of a week with the draft. So unfortunately in life, no matter what your passion is, if you really and truly want to do something, I believe you can do anything if you work hard enough for it. But the problem is when you're working so hard at one thing, you have to sacrifice another. And that's the problem of me trying to get, the plumbing done and help Michael with the electrical and strip the wood down and build cabinets and all that you got so much you have to do over here that you have to take time from somewhere else to make that time. And it's crazy because I just got home, me and Mike, at 7 this evening, and I had a person who, I can't remember his name offhand, I'm sorry, but had lost his brother. I got the text, the email from him when we were already on the way down to Waynesboro, and the memorial service is Sunday. And so we got back here tonight at 7, and he wanted me to do a print of his brother. And it takes about 5 or 6 hours, so I'll be up till 2 o'clock tonight with the machines cutting it and getting it spray painted tonight after it's done, so that way I can try and sand it and at least have it done. I don't know if they can overnight Saturday to Sunday, but I'm going to try and do the best that I can for that because it's just not enough hours in the day. Anyway, here's an interesting thing. This off season, I just finished my live stream, and it's funny because Eagle fans are beginning to come back around, and they're talking about how the Cowboys suck, and Dak Prescott sucks, because you get guys like Teddy Bruschi, that are making a name off of just trashing Dak Prescott. And so when you heard that yesterday, of course, ESPN, which is kind of like in a dead zone right now, they follow it up. So you get Bruschi and Dan Orlovsky, Dan Orlovsky, the ultimate in failure at quarterback, but be that as it may, we'll just go through and trash Dak. And what's funny is, as everybody's going through, oh, Dak had all these interceptions and stuff, I pointed out, because what Dan Orlovsky actually said in there was, there's like 7 or 8 guys that can win regardless of the coaching and the players around them. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, there was only one team that won the Super Bowl. Or were there 7 or 8 teams that actually won the Super Bowl last year? Because I might have missed it. But he said, then there's the rest of the ones out there that have to be perfect and have to have all kinds of talent around them to win. And so my point was, does that mean he's saying that Aaron Rodgers is not one of those 7, 8 guys? Because his numbers, his statistics, he dropped his QBR from the year before from 111 to 91. His touchdowns went from 37 to 26. So are you saying that Aaron Rodgers is actually a garbage quarterback because he couldn't get it done? They couldn't beat the Detroit Lions to end the season to make the playoffs? Did I miss that? But here's the thing I think will be actually good. One, the Cowboys offense. You have to look at the Cowboys offense and say, as Mike Marks pointed out there's some deficits in what's been put in for that offense. And I don't want to say laziness, but there's not a precise stuff. It's basically kind of, here's the play, make it happen, as opposed to actually saying, this is how it's supposed to go. This is where the receiver has to be, and so on. That plays, that it's not awful what Kellen Moore was doing, but it's not top level. There's a lot of guys that are really good, but very few that are great. So having Mike McCarthy hopefully will be an improvement over Kellen Moore. But you have to look at it from the standpoint of saying, okay, the offensive line should be a little bit better with Tyler Smith having a second year. And if they can get a guard in the draft, a guy that you can plug in now, they definitely will be better. Hopefully Terrence Steele will be okay. Zach Martin will still be all-world and future Hall of Famer, and Biadasz continues to take steps forward. You can look and say that the offensive line should be better than it was last year. It was not great last year. CeeDee Lamb should be able to continue his rise going into next year. You look and say Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson should be better their second year at tight end. Maybe we end up drafting a tight end, a game-changing tight end. And you have to say that Michael Gallup, a year removed from the ACL, should be better. And Brandon Cooks is definitely going to be better than Noah Brown. Zeke's not there. Ronald Jones, I don't know that that's going to be better, but I don't know that it's going to be worse. Tony Pollard, we still have some questions on how his health is once he gets out on the field. But from the standpoint of looking at weapons there, you look at this and say, you should be in a better position than you were last year. And I believe that Dak Prescott will use all of the doubts that he gets as motivation. And as he has better people to work with, a change in offense where people aren't going through and saying, we just looked at the film last year and they didn't change anything, that just the unknown will be beneficial to the Cowboys. In the end, it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what we project. Because every year is a crazy year. Teams rise from one year and they fall. And you just don't know what team is going to be that team. You just don't. Maybe, just maybe, that's this year will be the Cowboys' year. I know we say that every year, but one of these years it's got to be right. So, that's all I have to say about that. You know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I am so blessed to have YouTube and to have my health. And I'm going to continue to try and make the most of each and every day for however many I have left. So remember, good people. Oh, one other thing too. At the Red Brick House, we're going to have a fire pit too. Be made out of red bricks, but we definitely going to have a fire pit out there. As always, though, thank you guys for being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. So blessed to have y'all. And remember, tell the people you love them. You might not get the chance again, and I love you guys. Peace.